You know, everyone, I'm pretty sure a lot of us by now, if you haven't seen it, have watched Joe Vargas, Angry Joe's final Nintendo rant, as he put it, that he did on YouTube. Now, I know a lot of people are going to side with Joe on this, and you know what? I don't blame you guys for siding with Joe. You see, just like probably Joe and his family, and like many of us, a lot of us grew up mainly as Nintendo fans, as Nintendo families. You know, like a lot of people, like a lot of us are compared to growing up as mainly Disney families because Disney was the most dominant thing in our households. Same could be said for Nintendo. Nintendo was basically the dominant thing in our households as well. And I'm pretty sure the same could be said for Joe Vargas and his family when he grew up. But when I hear what he had to say in this video, you know, I do have to agree with him on one thing. Here you have Nintendo, who is a multi-million-dollar, a multi-billion-dollar, if not trillion-dollar company, and yet they still want to make money off of your video, my videos, Joe's videos, of either Let's Plays or reviews. Now, there's a lot of us that do reviews on Nintendo stuff. There is just one little main problem. We can't show footage, and if we do, sometimes we don't mind if they take the money out of it. Why? But hey, if it's not making us lose our videos, and people are still able to watch it, hey, it doesn't matter much to us. It's kind of like when, you know, it's kind of like when you upload a video, and you have music attached to it, and you get this matched third-party content to it. Basically, what that is their own way of saying, hey, you want the song, here it is. Or, yeah, we know you're using this song, your video is still playable and all that, but here's who the song is by, here's who owns the rights. And that's okay, that's fine. I mean, Sony actually doesn't have a problem with doing any of this, believe it or not. WWE 2K15 has no problem doing it with it. And heck, everybody that I've seen doing Let's Plays or showcases of MLB The Show, Injustice, Madden 25 or Madden 15, they have no problem with it whatsoever. But yet you have Nintendo. Now I know from experience that Nintendo will copyright your video, sometimes cause it to go down. How do I know this? I think one time I had a Mario Superstar Baseball video up there, and they took that down. But what's funny though, is some of the other videos I think I've done with Mario, as far as I know, anything Nintendo related, as far as I know, either have been taken down or are still up there. Here's why I think that might be. It's because I don't montage. That's right, myself and probably many up there, we don't montage. And then a lot of these video sites from YouTube, Blimp, Movie Maker, I believe, or whatever they're called, Vimeo, you know, Daily Motion, they all have their ways of trying to get us to montage, to make money off our videos. Yes, it's nice in order to get that extra check from those people, like YouTube, Google, to, you know, that extra set of revenue coming in because we're making money off because, you know, we're getting ads coming in and all that, and we're making money off that. But it's another thing to enjoy doing that, but it's another thing to try to make the money off your videos, and yet you're using videos, and yet sometimes your videos are either Let's Plays or reviews of stuff that is third-party content. Now I know where Joe's coming from here. See, he, along with people like Doug Walker, Lindsay Ellis, James Wolfe, a lot of them make their living off YouTube. Off YouTube, Blimp.tv, you name it. They make their living, I should say, they make their living off of YouTube and Blimp and all these other sites because, you know, they've gone and made a name for themselves, and so far it's the only real source of revenue. Now I'm sure a lot of people have probably come up to them and said, look, this is all nice and everything, but why don't you go out and get a real job? Why don't you go out and work at this place or that place just in case this doesn't work out? Well, guess what? It has worked out for them because, one, you see them getting invited to conventions, places like E3, San Diego, you name it. They've been there, they've gone and done that. So There's not a real problem with that whatsoever. And that's how they, and the way they're able to do that is they make money, is they get money for the videos because of the revenue. And it's not just from YouTube, it's from places like Blimp.tv, that Movie Maker, whatever it's called, Daily Motion, you name it. They make money off that. But then again, you have companies like Nintendo. Now Nintendo is not alone in this. There have been other companies that have done this. I think Capcom has done this. Various others have done this. And here's why. Here's why they attack those that montage more than I think they'll attack anybody that doesn't. Because basically those that montage the channels and the videos they upload are making, in their eyes, are making money off of property that is not theirs. So basically, let's say if you go out and physically buy a video game and you're playing it and everything, and you're like, that's pretty good. I'm going to do a review on it. And you want to put your review up, you want to use footage, that company will find it, will see that company, because maybe they have some kind of deal with the video site or whatever, that company will notice, hey, wait a minute, does that guy make money off his videos? They'll probably see that, and they'll be like, no, that's not going to happen. Or they'll be like, okay, that's fine, but guess what? Here's what's going to happen. You know, there are companies that are like that. Even if they don't know you make money off of them, or you make money off of your videos, as I should say, they still will get at you. Like I said, with some of my videos that I did with Mario and all that at times, yeah, some of them are still up there, fortunately. But, I think some of them are still up there, fortunately. But, it's because I don't montage. Those that montage, they're looked at as the bigger targets because pretty much a lot of companies, either they know it or they don't know it, they're like, hey, we'll take a share of that, boom. And you may not, and they may not know that they're taking money away from you. And if they do, yeah, it's unfair. I'll give you that. I mean, like I said, you have a company like Nintendo that makes $1 billion that's basically a huge financial company, asking for 40–50% of your revenue, and that you make off your videos, all because it's their property. Look, I understand that. And here's what I think Nintendo, if they're so worried about it, they should do. And I'm not trying to praise them for this or encourage them, but if I was Nintendo, this is what I would do. If I wanted nobody to make money off my videos, and I knew that somebody was, I would block that video instantaneously. I would put up a video blocked worldwide thing, or I would have a video disabled thing come up and basically send a message through YouTube or through myself saying, look, I understand what you're trying, and I would be polite about it. I would say, I understand what you're trying to do, but this is not your property. You did not ask for our permission. That if you want to talk about it, you want to use our footage, blah, 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 here, email, contact us, blah, blah, blah. And again, I know that may sound like I'm encouraging them, but I'm not. But if I was Nintendo, or if I was any other company that was doing this stupidity on their part, then that's what I should do. Don't think somebody's going to be able to upload a video and copy, and all of a sudden you're going to hit them with a third-party strike or copyright warning or whatever. Now, again, I know some people might say, oh, well, Joe's being nothing but a crybaby. Again, you have to understand this. This is how Joe Vargas, guys like him, Doug Walker, Lindsay Ellis, Huey Toonmore, Anna Matt, Andre, Black Nerd Comedy. This is how a majority of them, Jeremy Irons, if you will, this is how a majority of them make their money. They make their living off these videos, and to them, to lose just a percentage of that because one company wants to take more than just less of that revenue away from you, to them it hurts. I mean, I'm sure Joe wouldn't have a problem with Nintendo taking some revenue if they only took like a tiny percentage. Instead of taking like 40 or 50 or 60% of his revenue away, instead of take maybe 5 or 10 or 25% and leave the rest to him, I'm sure he'd be fine with it. I'm sure he would be. But the thing is, that's not what companies like Nintendo do. And like I said, whether or not they know you have a video, you make money off a video or not, it doesn't matter to them. They're going to make money. It doesn't matter to them. They're going to make money off you. Period. End of story. Even if you don't montage like I don't, they're still going to make money off you because they're going to have links in the description boxes somewhere. I think they still have them, where they will lead people to go to iTunes or Amazon.com or AmazonMP3.com, whatever, Google Music, Google.play, whatever, and try to buy the music there. And that's how those companies and those record labels make their money. Even if you don't montage, that's how they do it. But you see, when it comes to someone like Joe, it's not just taking money away from him. It's taking money and adding it unnecessarily to a revenue, a financial bankroll that you don't need to add it to. You don't. Now, the only thing I can assume is maybe Nintendo is having some financial problems. They're just not coming out and saying it. I mean, why all of a sudden are they deciding to say, hey, let's do a new system? Unless that was an April Fool's joke, which I don't think it was. Why are they suddenly coming out and say, hey, let's start breaking out the news that we got a new system possibly in development? You're not even 2 years into the Wii U yet. We're not even 3 years into the Wii U yet. 2 or 3 years into the Wii U yet, and yet now you want to announce that you're doing this? See, that to me kind of tells me that there might be some financial trouble with Nintendo. They're just not saying anything. Because if there wasn't no financial trouble, guess what? They wouldn't be copywriting people's videos. They wouldn't be. They wouldn't be saying match third-party content or anything like that. They wouldn't. They wouldn't be doing this unless they're making soundtracks. Now, I know from watching Andre and Black Nerd Comedy, they do make soundtracks. But unless you're going to sell these soundtracks worldwide in retail stores, physically and online, what's the point? What is the point? Right? There is no point. As far as I know. There is no freaking point. They know it. I know it. Joe knows it. Anybody watching this knows this. The fact is this. Fact is this. Nintendo and companies like them need to stop this. And if they... And that was my thing telling me something. I don't know what it was. Oh, it's a weather alert. But like I said, Nintendo and companies like them, if they don't want people putting up Let's Plays or reviews of the videos, showing footage of them, or footage of those videos, then guess what? If I'm those companies, I block them instantly. I go to YouTube, I go to Dailymotion, I go to Blimp, I go to Twitch, and I say, we're not, and I tell them, look, do not let these people put footage up there because they don't have our permission. If you do, block them, take it off instantly. That's what I would do if I was those companies. But since I'm not, and since I know those companies make more money than any of us do, guess what? If I'm Nintendo and any one of those companies that still does this crap, I stop it immediately. I say, you know what? There's no harm, there's no foul. They're giving us actual free advertising. There's no harm, no foul. They're telling people, go play the game, go buy the game, you'll have fun with it, blah, blah, blah. There's no harm, no foul. We should just let it be. That's what I would do if I was these companies like Nintendo. I would. But unfortunately, that's not the case right now. And here's the reason why. Because I think, in my honest opinion, Nintendo is having financial trouble. They're just not telling anybody. And when you don't tell anybody, and all of a sudden we thought it's an April Fool's joke or it's not, you're announcing a new console coming out? And oh, by the way, you're giving licensing rights, alright, so patent rights to companies to make, oh, I don't know, iPad, iPhone, iPod attachments that let you play your Game Boy games on there? On these things? then that pretty much tells you, and it tells me, and anybody watching, that there's financial troubles at Nintendo. They're just not letting us know. Because like I said, they wouldn't be putting up this, what is it, creators program or anything like that. They would let people do things because there is really no harm, no foul. And they got to understand that there are people that make money off this, but there is no harm, no foul. And if Nintendo still wants to make money, guess what? Revise yourselves. Let the people that put this free advertising for your products, leave them be. Let them have most of the revenue. You just take that small percentage. Because why would you need more unless you're financially in trouble? So honestly, I do agree with Joe on this. This has to stop. This has to stop, or it has to change. Because you know what? If I'm Nintendo or I'm companies like this, and I don't want my video and people showing footage of my stuff that they bought with their money, that they now physically by law own, then I let any video uploaders or uploading sites out there know that they either instantly block those videos, disable them, enable them, and not allow them to be uploaded. Because they did not get permission. But you know what? They don't do that because they want to get that money even if they don't need it. And again, the only reason I think that's the case, Ace, and the only reason I think it's the case is I think they're financially in trouble. They're just not telling us. I mean, why all of a sudden would you start suddenly bringing out amiibo after amiibo after amiibo? Nothing wrong with those, but guess what? Not a lot of people are going to depend on the amiibos. You know what a lot of people are going to do with those amiibos? You see those little hooks that are on the things for the amiibos? You see what's behind me? A wall? That's where the amiibos will mostly go. That's it. That's it. So, if I'm Nintendo or any companies like them, I either come out and tell people why I'm doing this, give them the truth, don't hide anything anymore, or else revise yourselves, let the people that are giving you this free advertisement have most of the revenue, you take a small percentage, or guess what, if you don't want them reviewing or telling people or sharing the love that they have for this game that you made, you released, then you talk with YouTube, you talk with Dailymotion, you talk with Blimp, you talk with Vimeo or whoever, and you tell them, do not let these people upload the videos, because if they do upload them, take them down instantly, or block them, or whatever, disable them. And you know what? I don't think they're going to do that because they want that money. But you know what? If you don't want people becoming your enemies, revise your system. Revise how you run things. Come, be with the times, as the old saying goes. So, that's all I'm going to say in reply to Joe's Angry Joe's final Nintendo rant. Again, like I say, he has a point on it. And I think companies like Nintendo and others like them, they need to either change the policies, or two, either not allow the video, not allow reviews or let's plays of the games and all that be uploaded on these sites ever, or just come to realization that guess what, there is no harm, there is no foul. That's all I'm going to say, folks. And that's about it. And if Angry Joe wants any advice, there is Blimp.tv, there is Dailymotion. Put your reviews, your Nintendo reviews there. Give people a link, maybe put a little link video, maybe upload a little video on YouTube saying such and such review you could find here. You'll still be able to get people watching it, and people will still enjoy it. So, but that's all I'm going to say, folks. Again, I do agree with Joe on it. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll talk to y'all later.